Insomnia is directed by Christopher Nolan and stars Robin Williams, Al Pacino, Hilary Swank, and Martin Donavon. Now, when I first watched this movie, I had pretty high expectations based off of reviews and stuff about this movie, and also based off the type of movie. Usually these kind of crime, thriller, mystery type of movies are usually more made for TV stuff, and it's movies that my mom loves and has made me watch so many times in my life. So I kind of like these movies. So seeing a feature-length film directed by one of my favorite directors, I had a lot of expectation for this movie, and this movie delivered. Watching this movie, I couldn't get off my mind how people don't talk about this movie more. Why don't people talk about Nolan, what he did with this movie? He shot this so beautifully. He made it, you can truly see the IMAX kind of camera work he did with this movie. You see Nolan's kind of flair he has with movies, these extreme wide shots. Like, from the beginning when you're seeing Al Pacino's and Martin Donavon when they're in a plane together, and they're just sort of riding around, and it's just these extreme wide shots of this plane, and you see the whole Alaska scenery and how beautiful it is, and the snow. God, the snow, it's amazing to see. The basic plot of Insomnia is about this detective specifically named Will Dormer, played by Al Pacino. He's this LA hotshot cop going to Alaska to solve a case of the 17-year-old girl who was brutally beaten up and murdered. And him and Martin Donavon are sort of partners on it. We then learn that Martin is trying to do something which would basically betray Al Pacino's character. And it sort of tempers with him. It sort of makes him mad at Martin Donovan's character. So you got Al Pacino pissed off at Martin Donavon. And so as they're trying to find this guy, we slowly see Will Dormer, Al Pacino's character, slowly go more and more into insanity as he's starting to have thoughts in his head because he's not able to sleep because of events that are happening in the middle of this case, stuff that's going on, stuff that he's done during this case that is wrong, stuff he can't figure out if he actually meant to do or if he didn't mean to do. And I'm going to be honest, you don't see the character of Robin Williams about 45 minutes into this movie. And I watched the trailer before I watched the movie so I could kind of get what I was going to get. Seeing him and Al Pacino, I think my favorite stuff in this movie is when Robin Williams and Al Pacino are communicating together, as they eventually obviously link up. Eventually. They link up and they're talking, and seeing how Al Pacino is relating to Robin Williams, a detective relating to a murderer because of events that are going on for him to try to find this murderer, it's riveting to watch, and it's so much fun. Also, Al Pacino is such a badass in this film. He's just always directing all the people to go do stuff. Like, there's a scene where they get the little girl's backpack that was murdered, and he's just telling them, memorize her diary, read this book, see what she studies, see her teachers, see who she talks to. Like, he's like, I'm not going to do anything but solve it. Y'all are going to freaking figure out what's going to be happening and what's going on in this girl's life. So as the title says, Insomnia, Al Pacino suffers through insomnia throughout this movie. As I said, he slowly starts to not be able to sleep anymore and it's almost not even because of the case. It's because of what the case is doing to him in his mind. As how Christopher Nolan did this is amazing. Through his first night of not sleeping, he has glimpses. He has like a second in his mind where he sees flashbacks or sees the girl getting beaten up or sees stuff. And then on the fifth day, and he slowly progressively gets to see the flashbacks longer and longer. The third day, it's 2 seconds. And then the fifth day, he's starting to almost dream it in real life. He's getting 5 seconds at a time of these flashbacks, and he's going insane. And it's amazing because you're seeing the progression through insomnia. It's not bad on the first night. You're tired. But it's the fifth, it's the fourth, it's the third night that really get to you. Those are the ones that are going to affect you the most. And just seeing Al Pacino almost be able to sleep, as there's a couple times where he literally is about to close his eyes and then he gets a phone call or someone goes in his room or something happens. Now I'm going to start to kind of get with my flaws with this movie, because this movie has a lot of great stuff, but I also have a couple big flaws with this movie that really holds it back for me. Specifically, I'm going to start with the ending. The ending ends super fast. It's 2 seconds, then you get a one shot, done. Ending over, which is good and bad. I kind of like I want to see Hilary Swank really just deal with what happened at the end. And My second flaw is there's 3 times I counted where Al Pacino has had the chance to shoot Robin Williams' character and doesn't do it. The first time being in this beautifully shot. It's the opening cover when he's on kind of the fog and he can't see anything. Excuse me. It's close-up shots and also wide shots, and you're just seeing how Al Pacino can't see anything. But when you get closer up, you start to be able to, which is important for the ending of this movie, that he was able to see stuff close up. And just seeing him chase around Robin Williams. One of his partners, he's not even in this movie a lot, he gets shot in the leg, right? And Al Pacino was like 2 feet away from Robin Williams' character. And instead of like shooting him in the foot, he just looks down at the guy, makes sure he's alright for 10 seconds, give him the chance to run off, and then he goes to chase him. It's like, no, he's good. He got shot in the leg. He's not going to die. Go chase the guy, get him, we'll deal with this later. He's a cop. He's got to deal with this stuff. Now, of course, you want to be a good friend and all that, but it's like you could have ended the whole movie. You could have saved a lot of people with just that one part. And then the second time, when Al Pacino learns, because Robin Williams, the first time we see him, he just starts calling Al Pacino. He doesn't actually see him. He calls him and he lets him know, yo, I know you. I know what happens. I can relate. And Al Pacino, he eventually finds the guy's address through some... There's such amazing detective work in this movie. I love just seeing him solving the case slowly and slowly. It reminds me of Batman, Ultimate Detective. That's why I also think Nolan was perfect for Batman. He did this detective movie so well. So I'm a little sick. So he goes to Robin Williams' apartment and he's looking around, and then there was eventually this really intense chase sequence where Robin Williams is like 20 feet ahead. And this is the second night Al Pacino hasn't been able to sleep. So he's lagging behind. You could see while he's trying, there's like these logs in this river, right? And he's trying to jump through them, and they're hard to jump through because they sink you down eventually, so you have to be quick. Robin Williams is having a good time. He's fine. But Al Pacino, he's having insomnia. He's seeing things in his mind. He's imagining. He's hearing things. He's stumbling. And it eventually leads to him getting trapped in the water. He does get out, of course. But he literally was 10 feet from Robin Williams in broad, like, there's 10 feet of nothing in front of him. No people, no construction. You got a gun. Shoot his leg. Why don't cops in movies shoot legs? Are they not allowed to? I mean, this guy brutally murdered a 17-year-old girl. I think they can make an exception for you shooting his foot. But that was my biggest flaw with this movie. Before I give you my final Marco's Movies opinions, make sure you go ahead and click the first link in the description. It's going to take you straight to my TeePublic and my merch store. I just released my 3 brand new designs. My first action hero design, my Australian Psycho design, and my Bateman's World design. I love these shirts. I will be getting them soon. Go ahead and click that link in the description, as they are currently on sale for only $14 a t-shirt. That's a $14 t-shirt. Come on. And also follow me on my Instagram page, which is the second link in the description, which will take you to my Instagram. Make sure you follow that. I post behind the scenes of this stuff. I also post little vlogs of me going to the store, me finding brand new movies, yada, yada, yada. I do that kind of stuff on my Instagram, and I kind of get more involved with the community on my Instagram. But all in all, let's actually get into my final Marco's Movies thoughts. This movie was excellently shot. It was excellently directed. It was amazing. It was riveting. It was so much fun to watch. But there was times the movie could have ended. There was times where I feel like the movie got a little unrealistic. And there was times where this movie made something that's not... It's small scale in the sense that people wouldn't help someone getting murdered. If it was a freaking serial killer, the Zodiac killer didn't even have watch parties, but this guy murders a teen. I don't know if that would happen in real life. I'm not saying it's small scale, but comparing to other Nolan films like Batman Begins, he's trying to destroy a whole city. Dark Knight, Joker is destroying a whole city. Bane's trying to destroy a whole city. Obviously more people are going to die. It's so much more smaller scale than Nolan, and I think he did a really excellent job doing this movie. I'm going to give Insomnia an A-. More specifically, the rating of a 90%. Like I said, this is an excellent movie. I love this movie. This is, I think, the best crime mystery movie of all time, maybe, that's actually been released in the movies. And I just love the direction, how he made the small town, the wide shots of the mountains, the direction, Al Pacino's performance. He did a really good job performing this movie. And Robin Williams as well, seeing him be the bad guy, but in a way, the good guy. Thank you guys all so much for watching my first installment of my kind of Nolan ranking series, where I'm going to be reviewing every single Christopher Nolan film. Not in order, but a new Christopher Nolan film every single Wednesday leading up to Tenet. Hopefully that doesn't keep getting delayed. But if you're new around here, please consider clicking that subscribe button. And make sure you like this video and comment down below your thoughts on not only Christopher Nolan, but Insomnia. But as always, keep watching movies.